John Tunney, Top 11 Scandalous and Shocking Facts. John Tunney, a former U.S. Senator from California and a prominent political figure, has led a life filled with intriguing and sometimes controversial moments. Though largely remembered for his legislative work and political heritage, Tunney's life also contains its share of drama and lesser-known stories. Here are 11 of the most scandalous and interesting facts about John Tunney. Fact number 1. The Playboy Senator, John Tunney's high society escapades. John V. Tunney, who served as a United States Senator from California from 1971 to 1977, earned the moniker the Playboy Senator not just through his legislative efforts but also due to his vibrant social life. His flamboyant lifestyle was marked by frequent appearances at glamorous parties, often accompanied by Hollywood stars like Robert Redford and Warren Beatty, and socialites across the East and West Coasts. This behavior starkly contrasted with his more conservative political duties, sparking discussions about his dedication to his senatorial role. Notable incidents include his lavish parties in Beverly Hills and attendance at elite gatherings in New York City, which were covered extensively in newspapers like the New York Times and Los Angeles Times, often questioning his balance of leisure and leadership responsibilities. Number 2. John Tunney and the Kennedy Connection, Friendship and Political Scrutiny. John Tunney's relationship with the Kennedy family, particularly with Ted Kennedy, was a defining element of his political and personal life. They first connected as roommates at Virginia Law School in the late 1950s, establishing a bond that would extend into a lifelong friendship. As prominent members of the Democratic Party, their alliance was both supportive and influential. Ted Kennedy actively campaigned for Tunney during his 1970 Senate run, significantly bolstering his political profile with the Kennedy endorsement, as reported by major outlets like the New York Times. However, this close association also attracted criticism. Detractors often questioned Tunney's independence, suggesting that his political actions were too aligned with Kennedy family interests. This perception was especially highlighted in conservative media, which portrayed Tunney as overshadowed by the Kennedy legacy. Number 3. Involvement in the Pentagon Papers, a stand for transparency. During one of the most critical leaks in American history, Senator John Tunney stood out for his support of Daniel Ellsberg, the military analyst who released the Pentagon Papers in 1971. These classified documents detailed the United States' political and military involvement in Vietnam from 1945 to 1967. Tunney's advocacy for Ellsberg was a direct challenge to President Nixon's administration, which was vehemently trying to suppress the explosive contents of the papers. On June 29, 1971, Tunney expressed his views in a Senate speech, emphasizing the necessity of transparency and accountability in governance. This bold move, reported in major publications like The Washington Post, cemented his role in this historic episode, despite potential political risks. Number 4. The divorce scandal, personal turmoil in the public eye. Senator John Tunney's divorce from his Dutch-born wife, Nika Sprengers, in 1973, plunged him into the media spotlight for reasons far from his legislative work. Filed in Los Angeles, the divorce proceedings exposed multiple extramarital affairs and revealed a volatile marriage, drawing extensive media coverage, notably from People magazine and The Los Angeles Times. The revelation of his affairs with prominent figures, including actresses and socialites, tarnished his public image, portraying him as a figure embroiled in personal chaos rather than political integrity. The public and media scrutiny during this period highlighted the intersection of personal indiscretions and public accountability, affecting his credibility and subsequent political career. Number 5. The Hollywood Connection, John Tunney and Paul Newman's star-studded alliance. John Tunney's connections with Hollywood, particularly his friendship with legendary actor Paul Newman, significantly colored his public persona and political career. Newman, known for his charisma and liberal political activism, actively supported Tunney during his 1970 Senate campaign, even appearing at fundraisers and political rallies. This alliance brought Tunney considerable attention and support from the entertainment industry, but it also attracted criticism. Critics often highlighted Tunney's frequent appearances at star-studded events and his relationships with Hollywood elites as evidence of his prioritization of glamour over governance. This connection was extensively covered in media outlets like The Hollywood Reporter and Variety, which often depicted Tunney at movie premieres and celebrity gatherings, reinforcing his image as the celebrity senator. Number 6. The boxing bill controversy, Tunney's regulatory punch. In 1975, influenced by the career of his father, heavyweight boxing champion Gene Tunney, Senator John Tunney introduced a legislative bill aimed at regulating the boxing industry, which was known for its lack of oversight and ethical issues. The proposed legislation, designed to establish federal oversight over boxing matches and ensure fair play and protection for boxers, faced vehement opposition from within the sport. Prominent figures in boxing, including promoters and managers, publicly criticized Tunney, arguing that his proposals were overreaching and demonstrated a misunderstanding of the sport's intricacies. The backlash was covered in sports sections of newspapers like The New York Times and broadcast on sports news networks, leading to a polarized public reaction and diminishing his standing among sports enthusiasts. Number 7. The Kennedy comparison, the shadow of Camelot. John Tunney's rise in politics was often shadowed by comparisons to President John F. Kennedy, primarily due to their similar charismatic demeanors, youthful energy, and attractive appearances. Media outlets frequently drew parallels between their ideologies, noting both politicians' progressive agendas and appeal to younger voters. This comparison was a recurring theme in articles and political commentaries of the time, with some even labeling Tunney as the Kennedy clone. While this likeness helped elevate Tunney's profile, it also set unrealistic expectations and subjected him to intense scrutiny. The comparison to such a revered figure as Kennedy was a double-edged sword. It enhanced his appeal but also invited criticism that Tunney was merely emulating Kennedy's style without matching his substance. Number 8. Controversial campaign tactics, Tunney's technological innovation. In his 1970 Senate campaign, John Tunney embraced a method that was cutting-edge at the time, using computerized mailing lists to strategically target voters. This approach, considered revolutionary, allowed for more personalized messaging and efficient voter outreach. However, it also sparked significant controversy. Critics from the more traditional political spectrum argued that it reduced campaigning to a data-driven exercise, lacking personal touch and potentially invading voter privacy. This debate was prominently featured in discussions on emerging political technologies in publications like The Washington Post, where concerns about the implications of such tactics on privacy and electoral integrity were raised. Number 9. The mysterious death of his father, Joseph Tunney's untimely demise. Joseph Tunney, a renowned boxer known for his formidable career in the ring and later a successful businessman, died under mysterious circumstances in 1978. His sudden death led to widespread speculation and conspiracy theories, with some suggesting that it could have been due to foul play linked to his business dealings or unresolved disputes from his boxing days. Despite the rumors, no substantial evidence has surfaced to support the theories of criminal involvement. The intrigue surrounding his death remains a topic of interest among sports historians and fans, occasionally discussed in documentaries and crime investigation shows. Number 10. Allegations of campaign finance misconduct, 1976 re-election challenges. During his 1976 re-election campaign, John Tunney was embroiled in allegations of accepting illegal campaign contributions. Reports surfaced that his campaign had received significant amounts of money from sources that included foreign nationals, which was against U.S. campaign finance laws at the time. These allegations were covered in major newspapers like The New York Times, which detailed the amounts and origins of the controversial donations. This scandal severely affected Tunney's image and credibility, leading to a decrease in voter support and contributing significantly to his defeat in the 1976 elections. Number 11. The final political comeback, a failed attempt. After years away from the political front lines, John Tunney attempted a comeback in the late 1980s, running for a seat in the House of Representatives. Despite his efforts to revitalize his political career, the shadows of past controversies, including his campaign finance scandal and his perceived celebrity lifestyle, loomed large. His campaign failed to gain significant traction, resulting in a disappointing defeat. This failed comeback effectively ended his aspirations for public office, as reported in local newspapers at the time, highlighting how his earlier political and personal controversies had left an indelible mark on his public image.